Everyone enjoys getting out on the town for some live music. And there's nothing like going backstage and down the hall for a VIP pass to the inside information and interviews with the bands, singers, and songwriters that you enjoy. Welcome to Hall Around Town Radio's Backstage Hall Pass, a showcase of homegrown talent, mixing independent music with personal interviews and a behind-the-scenes look at our music community. Backstage Hall Pass is your front row center seat to some great conversation with the area's most talented artists. Whether you like rock, blues, folk, country, or R&B, Backstage Hall Pass delivers you a daily dose of the stories behind the music. And now, here's the host of our show, Scott Hall.
Well, good noon hour, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday with the band. It's lunchtime here at Hall Around Town Radio. We're glad to have you with us. Getting a couple things set up here on the old program so I can make sure we did get out there live to everybody, and it looks like we are. So there we are in the world of the Book of Face and YouTube today. Welcome to the program. We're going to chat about a show coming up this weekend and a great band locally here that you may or may not have heard about. And joining me today on the program is the one, the only, and the lovely Miss Chelsea Calloway. How are you, Chelsea?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. It's great to have you with us today on Hall Around Town Radio's Wednesday with the band, as we call it. And we're going to talk about your band for a minute. You've been doing some solo things for years. I've seen you sing so many times at the Thursday night jam at the Bell, where you raise the roof of the place always. But you've put together this wonderful project, and now it's called Chelsea and the Chain. So how about giving us a little background as how did this thing evolve into Chelsea and the Chain? And then we're going to talk about your show this weekend.
Well, we were trying to come up with a band name, and it was very, very funny trying to come up with a name. And I was just like, I don't want to use my whole name. I want to involve the band members into it. So me and Derek, he's the bass player in the band. He's also the producer of the band. And he ended up coming up with the Chain. And I was just like, okay, that sounds pretty cool. And so I just really like it. It's a really cool name.
Sounds really rock and rollish. It does.
Yeah. We work on all of the songs that we have are all the originals that I've written. I have organized the songs lyrically and instrumentally. I think that's a word. And we're just like really cracking down on all of it. And I'm really excited to share all the music. I am more than excited.
Well, you've got an incredible vocal talent, first of all. And, you know, every time I hear you wow me with those vocals. And, you know, when you play the Bell, you're doing these cover songs, but it's nice to know that you've put out your own stuff. And there's one in particular that you guys performed there one night that I think everybody was absolutely taken back by. And why don't you tell the people about that one?
Well, the song is called Save Me. And it's pretty much a song that's about, you can't always depend on everybody. Sometimes you just have to depend on yourself. And that's pretty much what it is. When I say in the song, nobody can save me but me, the M-E in it is not necessarily me. It's supposed to stand for my everything, which is God. So I think that was just a really cool way to put it together. And sometimes in life, you just have to turn yourself to God and just let him take control. So that's pretty much what that's about, is you can't always depend on everybody. Sometimes you just got to go to God about it.
Well, I hear you. And I think that's a good philosophy to have, because you can't, and everybody's so wrapped up in their own lives and busy and things. And it's hard to get people, they'll say, yeah, I buy into this and I love you. I do that. But it's hard to get people in your corner sometimes when they're so busy themselves and trying to battle things of their own and all that. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we've got some people joining us today. I got to say hi to a couple of people. Stephen Bell from Don't Tell Steve. Stephanie was on with me yesterday. We talked about their show this weekend. And Glenn's checking in on the YouTube channel. He's with the Wanderers there. And if you're out there, guys, make a comment. Absolutely let Chelsea know you're here. And if you have a question for her as we talk, please throw it in the comments. We'll see if we can get it up there today. There's Mike from the Whammies. Thank you for being here, Mike. So, Chelsea, let's go back in time a minute. Before we get too far and deep into this Chelsea and the Chain thing, Let's get started with little Chelsea, as we're going to say today. How did you get started singing and playing music? I know I've talked to you about that before, but I want the folks that have seen you for the first time to know this.
Well, I've been singing since I was very little. I was like 3 years old when I started singing, and my grandma who passed, is she was very, very inspirational to me, and she was not a singer. She didn't do any of that at all, but she taught me a lot that I know. And when I was younger, I didn't at all think that me being a singer was going to be a thing, because I was like, I'm just singing to sing. And as I got older, my voice changed, and it was constantly changing because, we get older and we hit puberty. And so
I've hit it like 8 times in my voice days. I think I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It changes. It does through the years.
It does. But we had endless hours of me singing to her, and there was so many times that if I didn't sing it correctly, she would make me restart the song, and I would get aggravated. But I'm glad now, to this day, I am very glad that she did that, because it made me want to do better. And she threw a lot of artists at me, and it was so many people from the 80s, and that was my favorite, so I really like that. She also threw Celine Dion at me and wanted me to work on my vocals like her, and that's what has taught me how to hit higher notes.
That's a high bar to be doing. It's like Whitney and Celine and all them. You can sing that. You can sing anything.
Yeah. But as I got older, I did my very first time ever singing in front of an audience. I was 12 years old in 8th grade, and I had a solo for a Christmas concert, and I was so scared because that was my first time singing to an audience and not just my grandma. So when I did that, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is something I really want. And after that, I had so many opportunities. There was so many things that came my way, and I knew immediately, this is something I really want. I ended up also auditioning to sing for The Voice, America's Got Talent, American Idol. I didn't make it, but it was a really cool experience. Another thing that I ended up doing was the tennis tournament that's in Mason. They were wanting a artist to come and sing the national anthem. I think I was probably 13 or 14 around then. And I auditioned, but I had to go to downtown Cincinnati and sing live. It was absolutely hilarious because there was all these other singers that got up to sing, and they were singing the national anthem. I was the only one who got up there singing Don't Stop Believing by Journey. And it was pretty funny because I was like, I can't believe I'm the only one that did that. And it was funny. But as the years go by, I was doing more things, and I just can't believe all the things that I was able to do, all the opportunities I had. And when I was 15, my grandma passed away, and I immediately lost interest for music. I didn't want to sing anymore because she was my rock. She was the one that taught me everything I know. And a year later, I ended up picking up my guitar again. I started writing music, and I never stopped. I knew that this is something I wanted, and I wanted to continue doing it. And I've had many opportunities, and I'm just really grateful for it. I'm sorry, I'm just geeking out about it.
No, it's all right. I love the story, and I'm glad you went back to it because, you're a powerhouse vocally, and you are, and that's a talent that not a lot of people have. Mm-hmm. And, when I've heard people like Mr. Jim Cuesta, who I call the music professor from Deviate and various other projects in town, Jim says that you're the next future of female vocalists in this town, and he's worked with some of the best. I mean, Ann Coleman, Melissa Singer-Reed, all those. So that sets the bar really high for you, Chelsea. It makes you want to strive to do good every time you're out there. And Derek Davidson's making a comment here, and we'll talk about him in a minute. What a talent that guy is. But he's saying thanks for having you on and all that. But he's getting a shameless plug in there for Unanimous Records as well, which is your label that you're recording on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Derek's a fantastic talent, man. That guy right there, you are so fortunate to have him in your band and part of this.
He's
When you're surrounded by good people, good things happen. And that's certainly what he is. And I would say you're very fortunate at this point to have all these wonderful players. And
yeah.
so let's jump forward a little bit. Then you're doing the solo thing and all that. And then Chelsea and the Chain comes along, as you said, and you come up with a name and you guys decide. Have you decided that this band, when you play out, is going to be all originals, or is it going to be a combination of your standard hits that you like to sing and the original song?
Yeah, it's going to be a mixture of both. Right now, for our gig coming up at the Blue Note, we are just singing all of our original pieces that we have put together. And I am nervous, but I'm also very excited to share all of the material with everybody, because all of the songs that I've written is my story, and I've always written that way. And my goal with my music is to help people and just let them know they're not alone, and let them know that there is people that do go through things as well, and they're not the only one. So my biggest goal is that with music. And of course, I do have to put other songs in there eventually when we have another gig, because I want other people to know what my inspirations were, which is big time Stevie Nicks. And I just
not that that's predictable at all. Never. We know how much you love Stevie Nicks. I mean, and you kill those songs. You do, but you do some other fun stuff I like too.
Yeah.
I mean, what female do you hear doing Dio, man? And you're rocking it out. It's good.
Yeah.
It's fun. It is. Be proud of that one, because that's one that not a lot of people take on either. It's got some notes in it that most guys can't hit. That's for sure.
Yeah. Ronnie James Dio, he is a character. He was a character, I should say, since he's gone. But his music, all of it, it's really cool. And just like Jim said, in a lot of his songs, Dio's like, he says the words "look out" in like almost every song. So I was like, I didn't notice that until Jim pointed that out. I was like, okay.
Yeah, he's got some signature moves there, as they say in the business, with his vocals and that. And you do a great job when you hit that stage. And one thing I've always enjoyed about you, Chelsea, is not only your vocal power, which is off the chain good, a little pun there, off the chain, but it is your stage presence, your showmanship, I guess, so to speak. Did you ever do musical theater or anything like that?
No.
Nothing. Well, you've got it. You get on stage and it's a show. It's not just some gal getting up there, grabbing a mic and singing her heart out. It is somebody putting on a whole stage performance. And there's a few movements and things I see that are very Stevie Nicks like. Is that part of what you do up there?
Honestly, I don't even realize it. It just kind of happens. So I don't know. I've done that. I've always just like let the music speak to me, and I feel it. So I just, my grandma told me, like, you sing the song like as if you wrote it and that's your song. So that's what I do. And I just let it come alive.
That's perfect. And when you do like Rainbow in the Dark, man, you're into it. You're up there. It looks like a big rock and roll show, and that backing band on Thursdays is unbelievably good. You're very fortunate there too. Anybody that gets to play with them is having a good time. But let's jump forward again. Let's talk about the guys in the band with you. Who do you have playing with you up there on stage? And Saturday is going to be a great big show.
It's going to be amazing. I have Derek. He is my bass player. He also plays the keys. I have Joey, and he's a fantastic guitar player. He is the lead guitar player. And then our drummer, his name is Chris. He is really good. He's very, very polite, and he's very awesome. But it's so neat because when I first met everybody, I came into Derek's studio, and I was so nervous because I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how they're going to make one song that I've written and given to them come to life. And immediately we all just clicked. It felt like family immediately. And we all just have a good time during practice. We focus, and then they're amazing musicians. And I'm just very grateful for all of them and all the hard work that they put into all my songs. And sometimes I give them acoustic versions, and they turn it into a whole entire band. And I'm just like, that's better than I could have ever done. And some of my other songs that I've written, I have put together myself from like on my phone and stuff. And I put it into one thing, because when I was in high school, I took 2 years of music tech, and it taught me how to do absolutely everything musically. And I give that to them, and they make it come alive. So that's why I always say, like, they make the magic, because I'm just blown away with how fantastic they are. I don't know. They're great.
So Derek Davidson playing in your band, and what instrument is he playing? Because he plays them all.
He plays everything. Yes.
Yes.
He's my bass player, and he also plays the keys, the piano.
And he's he's like the local Prince. I mean, he plays every instrument, all that, and really he plays them well. He's extremely talented. So you've got Derek Davidson, who's going to be there playing guitar for you.
His name is Joey. He's amazing.
Joey, is he got a last name, or do we just call him Joey?
I think you pronounce it as Tenenbaum. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. I hope he's not watching and beats me up later during practice.
We'll call him Joey T. How's that?
Joey T. Yeah.
Joey T. Playing guitar, and then this weekend you're going to have somebody playing drums with you up there on the stage at the Blue Note. And who's that going to be?
His name is Chris. I'm so sorry, but I don't know his last name.
I put you on the spot, didn't I? All right. Well, Chris is filling in on drums this weekend, and he's going to be there with you. And this show at the Blue Note, you are opening the show for a nationally known rock band called Tantric. And also 0 Hour is going to be there. So you're the opener, 0 Hour doing the support gig, and then Tantric is the headliner on that show at the Blue Note on Saturday. I understand doors open at 6:00. Is that right?
Yeah.
And tickets are available for that show at cincyticket.com, as all the Blue Note shows are. Or you can get hold of Chelsea. She can fix you up and find some tickets for you there. But please purchase a ticket, go to the show Saturday night. Blue Note is a great venue to see live music. The stage is amazing. The sound, I don't know who'll be doing sound that night, but if Mike Coons is doing sound in that group, it's fantastic there. And I know, Chelsea, you and I have been there for shows with Dreamboat Annie and DV8 and all those, and some other national acts there. It's just such a great place to play, and kind of a hidden little gem out there in Harrison, Ohio. So are you excited about this? I mean, this is a big stage for you.
I'm more than excited. I am so grateful for this opportunity. I'm just blown away that I even get, like, all of us in the band, like, we even get to do this. It was short notice when we found out. So we're like, okay, we really, really, really got to, like, just focus on the songs. And I've been just, like, trying to plan exactly how I want all of it to come about, and how I want to come out, and how I want to sing these songs, and exactly how I'm going to draw the crowd in. So I've been planning all of it, but I'm excited. I am just more than excited. I don't know. I'm speechless.
Well, and one thing about those shows, oftentimes, and I will say it, being the opener, the folks are, kind of inattentive. They're just doing their thing. They may be rolling in, they're going to the bar, getting a drink, doing all those things. But I'm going to guarantee you, when they hear your voice for the first time, you'll have the full attention of everybody in that room. And because that's kind of command you have from the stage. And I'm looking forward to you doing this. It's a great step for you in the right direction. And you guys are making things happen. And thank goodness for Derek and his production and his vision, because he does some wonderful things. When I saw you connect with him, I thought that's going to be a good marriage there between the two of you. And other people yell at me for saying marriage, but I think that's a good term for it, because when you're in a band, if you don't think you're married into the band. I mean, those people, you have fights, you have bands have divorces, they have all kinds of things. So you guys are make a great team. And every time I see Derek get up on that stage and play, also at the Bell on Thursdays, where I get to see a ton of great music, he wows me. And I'm so happy for you, and happy you got him with you as well. So what else is going to shake down the road after this Blue Note show this weekend? What do you guys got going on?
Well, we don't have any other gigs just yet. We're hoping that this gig is like a little foot in the door for everything, and that other people will hear us and they'll be like, okay, we want you guys to come to our venues and our places and sing for us. And I'm hoping that's what will happen, but we're definitely going to be working on a lot more material. And I'm just kind of going with it, going with the flow, seeing what happens next. So
Well, it's always a work in progress, we know, and it's always trying to figure out where the next idea comes from that you can get a crowd gathered around, because there's so much talent in Cincinnati, just an incredible amount of talent there. And I don't want to call it even competition, because in Cincinnati, I don't believe it's a competition between the musicians. I think they all support each other very much. But you know, and I know the competition is to get the gigs in places and be booked. And that's where it all comes together when you do shows like this and people can see you and know that, you know, you guys got it going on. You're the pros up there on the stage. And I guarantee you everybody in that room will be wowed by your vocal ability on Saturday night that hasn't seen you before. And Tantric's going to have a crowd there that's not seen you at all before. You know that. I mean, they draw a crowd that they're not normally the folks that are going to be showing up at the Bell and the Bear on Thursday or any of that stuff you've played before. So it'll be good to be exposed to new people, don't you think?
I think that will be awesome. Truthfully, it's going to be cool.
Absolutely. We're getting a few more comments here. Let me see what else we've got. I've got one more to throw in there. Mr. Jim Cuesta has joined the party his ears must have been burning as I was calling him the music professor. And I can't wait to see what Mr. Cuesta is wearing on Thursday, by the way, for the Halloween bash at the Bell. This ought to be fun. And what's he got to say here? Yes, he gets to say, I knew her when. How about that for a compliment, Chelsea? Jim is one of your biggest cheerleaders. He is. And I said one night when I heard Jim Cuesta give you a big props from the stage, he only does that when he's serious. He's not the guy that just throws props because you're up there. He throws props at people because he really sincerely believes in them, and he believes in you a whole lot. So, Jim, thank you. Thank you. The Thursday Jam has brought people together. It has. It's brought a lot. I wouldn't know half the people I know now if it weren't for that Thursday Jam and Karis and company down there at the Bells. So great stuff. Chelsea, anything else you want to add today, hon, before we let you go? I know you're sitting in the car, so we're not going to keep you out there forever having a car chat here.
It's okay. I'm just surprised Dewey is not on here giving me a hard time about my CD holder up here, because evidently he says it's so 2001 or something like that. So,
well, Dewey will be on later watching, I guarantee it. And by the way, guys, if you are watching later, throw a comment in there. Chelsea will be following this. She's going to share it on her pages, and she'll see the comments come up. So throw a comment in there if you want to know something about her or we didn't touch on anything, because she's got a very extensive history and she might be able to share it with you a little better than I can, of course. So what else we got, Chelsea, before we let you go?
I don't think I have anything else besides the fact that if everybody wants tickets, I do have tickets, and they can get them on the website that is mentioned. Cincy Tickets, I think it's called. Yeah,
cincyticket.com. They're available there, and you can get a seating chart and all that from the Blue Note also if you want. But you have some, right?
I do have a few more tickets that we're trying to sell. So
okay, does it help? Does it help if people come to you then before they go to the Cincy Ticket? Would that help out a little bit since we're promoting Chelsea in the Chain?
Yeah, it would.
Okay. Well, yeah. So, guys, if you're going to go to this show at the Blue Note on Saturday, get a hold of Chelsea and purchase the tickets through them, and they can get you hooked up and watching a great show with Chelsea in the Chain, 0 Hour, and Tantric on Saturday at the Blue Note. Doors open at 6. Show starts around 8. And lots of fun stuff happening out there, Chelsea. I am so happy I got to talk to you today. I don't get an opportunity very often to chat with you. We're always in a loud environment or somewhere we say hi, give each other a hug, walk away, and that's about all we get. So yeah. I'm always happy to talk to you. Let's see what Derek has to say here. The Save Me single will be out Thanksgiving weekend. Thank you for that. So there, see, he's adding to it today. That's why we've got Derek, the producer here. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Derek, for that. And I look forward to playing that on the show here as well. The Save Me single. I want to play on the show someday and let people hear it, because that's a song I think is going places for sure. So Chelsea, thank you, dear. I appreciate you being with me today on Wednesday with the band here at All Around Town Radio.
Thank you. It was awesome.
And guys, get out there. It's scrolling across the bottom. The Blue Note on Saturday. Again, I'll say it one more time. Chelsea in the Chain, 0 Hour, and Tantric appearing at the Blue Note in Harrison, Ohio. Tickets are available from Chelsea in the Chain. Just message her, or cincyticket.com if you'd rather go that route. And follow Chelsea in the Chain on Facebook and Instagram. and keep up with what they're doing, people. So Chelsea, have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You too.
And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with you tomorrow live at 5 with featuring our program, Who's Playing Out, the best musicians in the tri-state, where they're playing, all going on and sponsored by Froggies in Monroe, Ohio. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching today. Bye, everybody. Bye, Chelsea.